Yo, yo, yo. What's up, Mrs. Berry?
Hey, Mr. Berry.
This is Berry Unearthed, Rooted in Resilience, episode number, what's this? Is this 13?
I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't know what episode we on. He take care of it all. So I just come and sit up and talk to my honey.
I only remember what episode it is after when it's time to post it, because then I go like, oh yeah, the folder is 12. So I believe this is 13.
Hey, welcome back, y'all.
Man, it's good to be doing this on the Sunday for sure. Applause. Ooh,
hey,
right
perfect.
button. Yay.
Perfect. It seems like we starting to get the hang of this here thing.
I'm starting to get the button because I always say I'm going to put a note. I ain't putting no notes on this thing.
Sometimes we'll start out here, womp, womp, womp. But not this time, y'all.
Hey, we got it together. Man, it's gonna be an interesting episode. We got a little structure into it, right? We got a little. We know we glanced over some things.
Growing.
I'm starting to really enjoy maybe just hearing myself.
You sound good, baby. I love hearing you too.
It's really the amount of ideals have came out of these conversations that we have. Like, we always conversate like this, but now we record it and go back like, oh
yeah, we go back and we listen, and also we record it and we share it with the world.
Yeah,
so you all see it happening as we talk about it. You kind of going on a journey with us.
As you know, you can catch us on any streaming platform. You can also go to crystalshares.com and catch it too. We also write blogs on the episodes, and whatever we think, whatever we think about.
Okay, babes, let's back it up for 1 minute. When you say they can catch us on any platform, people always ask, even at this vending event, we'll talk about that a little bit later, what platforms are you on? Where can I hear your podcast? So can you tell the people where they can hear our podcast?
Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast. Man, I don't even know other.
Well, those are the top 3.
Yeah.
So, there you go. You can find us at those places.
But I think not Pandora. I don't know if Pandora does podcasts. I haven't been on. I didn't even know Pandora was still going.
I don't even. I remember Pandora, but I definitely didn't know.
Somebody asked me if I had Pandora on my phone. like Pandora, the jewelry store. Like,
oh
what?
my gosh.
No, I'm sorry. Hey, if Pandora want to sponsor us, hey, we'll be on Pandora.
Yes, Pandora.
Come on, man.
We sure will. We ain't hating.
We ain't hating at all.
We'll be like, what's up? Because I used to listen to Pandora all the time.
Man, Pandora got me through college. I promise you. I'm like, how could this be free? Like,
yeah, he put me on a lot of free stuff that I kind of got addicted to that I didn't know existed.
I'm like, Pandora kind of gave us that. It kind of helped us get away from. Well, a lot of people get away from pirating music, because I was a big pirater back in the day.
Yeah, I would pay people to do that for me. And oops, maybe we shouldn't have said that on live.
You and everybody else in the world has. No. This is when you pay somebody it's like somebody making mixtapes. Like, heck, I've sold mixtapes. Yeah, you tell them what
songs you want.
Yeah.
And then they give you back a CD with those songs on it. I didn't realize that was illegal at that time.
And man, especially growing up in the hood, you go to the store and you get the little fake tapes. I didn't know the artist wasn't getting...
Every restaurant, every laundromat, every street corner, every train parking lot. They're like, hey, I got these CDs. I got these videos. I got these DVDs. That was the city.
Another time, then we blame the artists for ruining the music. It really was the people. Like, you forced the artists when record sales wasn't enough, people doing so much pirating, then they went to the digital stuff. And I like it. I love our subscription to Spotify and the 1,000 playlists I have.
Yes. And another thing that, he introduced me to that was free is when I was a chaplain around the time we started dating. Yeah. And I would be bored sometimes when I'm in the room. If everything's going smooth, that's a good thing that there's no emergencies or anything going on. But then it's downtime. So, other than me walking around, doing my rounds, I'm in the room because we have a bed that we can sleep in because we work in 24-hour shifts. And so I used to play games, but I would play the basic phone games, like Spider, Solitaire. That's all I knew to do.
Yeah.
And he showed me.
I'm like, there's a whole
that
Play
I could
Store.
Play. I'm like, oh, but how much money I got to pay for them? He's like, they're free. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
And if we have any young people, back when like the first generation of smartphone games, they didn't add you to death. There was no ads in the games.
Y'all, I was playing the games. I was in college. I was at ORU. I got my friends at ORU addicted to these games. I was working at the VA in Muskogee. I got my friends in Muskogee addicted to these games. That man gave me something and I ran with it.
And I'm so mad we didn't get into all this mindset stuff like we did now, because I would be like, hey, how can we develop
We were leaders.
a game?
We were in a clan on, what's that, Clash of Clans?
Oh my God.
We had people from England and all different countries following us, and we would go to battle for real in this game and win.
We had
and we would kick people
clan.
out.
Yeah.
If we lost too many times and they didn't do their job, if they didn't make their attacks, we'd be like, no, you costing us points. You gotta go, dog.
If you want to know if you can handle power, be the leader of one of these community games and then get to the politics of it.
That's when I should have knew I was a boss. They was like, Crystal, take her down in the game.
Y'all don't realize the drama that behind these games when you actually, you know what? We should have been doing online streaming.
I'm having too much fun talking about these games, baby.
Because we would have been gamers if we would have been online streaming at that time. Like my wife was number 2 in the world in this game.
Worldwide game. And I had just started. The girl that was number 1 had been playing since it began. Yeah. And I came in there.
Through the ranks.
And everybody loved me. They were like, oh, Crystal, you stand up to the bullies. And I've always stood up to the bullies all my life.
At my point at that time, I'm like, man, what is wrong with these people? They really out here on this drama. But that could have sold like
the owner of the game messaged me. Yeah. He apologized. He took the chat off the game because of me and this girl, because they were trying to push me up into like the high level power position to go against this girl head on head. And she trying to be my friend because she don't like the competition. And so, it was just a whole big thing.
That is, sometimes I be wanting to know what's going on behind these games. Like, who are these people? Because this, y'all don't understand. I was setting alarms
in the middle of the night. For real, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Getting up like every 15 minutes. And I had to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go to work the next day. And I would play it on my lunch break. I would play it on the way to work because I would ride a van so I didn't have to drive. Y'all, that's my personality. Kind of addictive, compulsive when I'm attached. And when I say he got me addicted to a game, I mean it.
A lot of times, like me, I'd be like, now I'd be scared to introduce her to certain
like,
things.
I don't know, you might like this too much. So,
like me, I'm the person who has zero addictive personality. Like, I will love something heavy for a second, but then I won't touch it.
I'm the person that went to school for 10 years straight as a single mother until I met my husband. And it changed about a year before I finished. All these 10 years. I had been in school 9 years. He was what killed that addiction because it was time to live a little bit of life. But I got one of those personalities.
I didn't kill your addiction.
No, you didn't kill it. You
I introduced her to alternative learning.
He changed it. He changed the direction. So it was still growth, but it wasn't bound to the academic world. Like, I realized it was more to life than just going to school, because I wasn't doing anything else. I was just going to college, taking out student loans, learning, of course. I mean, I was working and stuff, but I was just addicted to the system, and that's what I was doing. And there's nothing wrong with it. But I'm so thankful that I realized that there was way more to life than that. So, which was my husband, and now my beautiful children and my son. So, yeah.
And I'm over here tripping like, what is this talking? Why do we got the TV on volume?
And the Wii, yes. Y'all know who controls the remote.
I don't want to get caught up and get
we get flagged.
That's you. She on social media. I'm over here like, I know that ain't me. Like, why am I?
I was accidentally on Instagram, y'all. So like, I gotta apologize.
I'm like, did she not hear that in her ears? I'm over here like really tripping. Like, I know I put this TV on me.
See, y'all. Then I talked about my addiction. Now I'm almost like, I should have never said all that.
No, man. It's not like, she's not like, she just, when she goes to something, she goes ham. And at that time, it's like I introduced, because a lot of this was always my thing growing up. When you see as becoming an adult, you realize that grown people don't have any hobbies. They don't have nowhere to direct that that stress, especially if you just, you're so used to coming and going. Like sometimes I introduced that slow down, and I mean, she took it to the extremes, but she was able to channel some of that, hyperactive brain, all that thinking into other
slow
things.
Down. When did you introduce that?
Probably when I first seen you, or when we first started chilling. You know me, I'm always chill.
I was always going.
She thought I don't take nothing serious. I'm just like, I don't take myself so serious. So if I don't take myself so serious, I can't take all this other stuff so serious, because everything ain't that serious.
That's why breathing is very, very imperative for me. When I say imperative, it's necessary. If I don't slow down to breathe, then I get all the way gone off.
I ain't gonna lie, these past couple weeks have been these past 3 weeks, so I've been like on the breath. Like I'll stop and be like, and just think.
He's been trying to make me breathe.
Yeah, and I didn't realize the power of that, really, that exhale and just stop everything for even a moment and just give yourself a quick readjustment has worked for me, because I'm rager in the head, and to the point where I'm not externally a rager, but as I see myself becoming more open about what I believe in my values, regardless of what people would think, I'm like fearful that that'll come out. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense, because with me, I turn it in. That very same thing that you push outward, I turn it inward. That's why I deal with depression, like, the serious types of depression, because I take all those emotions and everything, the experiences, and I turn them inward. And so that's what I'm learning, to breathe and, work through that part. Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm able to actually, I guess you could say, face the world again.
Yeah. And I've been coaching her, because that's my thing. I understand how people are. I don't know how, maybe because I observe and I've always been quiet. I understand people a lot of times they don't even understand what they're doing. They're just existing. And I told her, a lot of times people say stuff, they just be saying, they don't even know what they're saying. That's just the reaction. And that a lot of times when you ignore those negative vibes from people, they change.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you feed into that, like I said, that misery loves company is like true facts. People don't realize that they love being depressed and stressed. They don't realize they love it, because
they push it on other people. Yes. That's why I can't stand being around other people, because I soak up emotions, and people are emotional and negative sometimes for no reason. Like, just because they can be. No,
just because they don't know there's anything else out there.
I told
you I had my last year around this time, when everything started crashing.
With my mom, with your mom. I was away, and I had put you on the gym wrong.
Yep.
And you was really listening to it. Yeah.
We had just rented a trash can to dump our garage, so I had to do that in 100-degree heat, and then she caught COVID, and at the hotel, and I had to go back and forth. That week felt like a year.
Yeah.
Even though that was just the beginning.
And then, after that, the shooting happened after that.
Yeah. So this y'all don't understand this 2022, and that's how I know Crystal was a whole nother person. We made changes, and just to be honest, last year, it seemed like longer than last year. Last year, it was in May, I left my job, right? And then, was that last year?
It was last year.
Was it just last year?
Man, it feel like it's been, see, I told you, sometimes you have to release your anchors to fly. Like, you are a bird, and you got to release it.
And I felt so guilty. Like, Crystal had to fight me to be like, man, you don't need this. Plus, she had to,
I had to beg him to come home, y'all. I'm like, baby, we got this. I'm like, we got this. We never going back. We moving forward. We got this. Come home. And he haven't looked back since.
Because I had finally, because I always felt different about the systematic and the work till you die.
He the one who changed my mind.
And so
he made me, first of all, he made me believe. Yeah. And then I had to turn around and make him believe what he had taught me.
Because I was already in my brain like, yeah, I'm gonna be here for the next 20. I gotta start getting this and this. I'm about to struggle for the next 20 effing. You know how
first
bitter
of all,
I was?
This man can trade the market. He can read the market. I say he can read. He haven't got the confidence quite yet to bet on himself, but he can read them charts and predict the markets like nobody's business.
I'd be so mad about myself.
So if he can do that, and he working a job all these hours and he don't have time to put into this, it's like you never gonna be able to trust yourself doing this because you putting too many hours into that. And so when I got him to see that and come home, then it's been all over.
And then the hardest part, because I started living my life in years. I give myself a year to grasp things. And since I don't think I even told you this, when I came home, I hated the idea of that, because I've finally got in my head like, I'm tripping. This is what's supposed to be. Everybody has to do this. So that's why I was hook, line, sinker. But as you knew, I was miserable because I had so much other stuff I wanted to do, but I felt like I was being goofy. Like, oh, you gotta. So then, like I said, I think we had a big argument that day at work. And
who, me and you?
Yeah, me and you. I know we did.
Yeah, I remember. I remember when you told me how you felt. I was like, oh, I made him think he can fly, and I'm not gonna, and I don't trust him to, or don't believe he can. I was just talking. I'm like, no, I gotta put my money where my mouth is and let him know, man, I trust you with my life. I know if you're not at this job, at this 9 to 5, you will figure out a way to take care of your family if you don't do nothing else. And so once I got him to believe that, that's when he was able to really, I believe that's when you were able to really walk away. Because you was like, I know, I got my family. I always have my family. And he always finds legal means to have his family. Always has.
Yeah. And that's the thing. And then it's like with giving myself a year, because I will anxiety myself into a frozen state and not do nothing. So I I
understood that, and he understood that I could unlock that one piece for him, because he'll have all of it already put together and stressing and going over the same thing. But once he tells me, fully gives me, trust me with it, then I can be like, at least within like 30 minutes, pinpoint the exact thing that's,
And I'd be so mad that
you be like, I should have told you a long time ago.
I finally, and then I hear her, so I'm like, hold on. She'll say something. I'll be like, what you say? And I'll be like, why does this? And she somehow, I don't know how she can get, because I am a great thinker, but sometimes I will turn 1 + 1 into calculus.
Vice versa. My thing is, I go all the way to the end in the beginning. And so I sell people on the dream, but I don't sell people on all the hard work. With my enthusiasm, my positivity, they don't, when they hear it, they don't realize the stuff that takes to get there and the in-betweens. And that's what he helps me see, baby. Look, this ain't easy. This gonna be da-da-da-da and da-da-da-da. You said you want it. Now, this is the part that comes along with it. When
I started understanding the whole brick by brick, step by step.
I want to do this part. You're like, well, that's a part of it.
You always wonder how I'm so good with, anytime it's time to build something and they got some direction step by step, and I can always build it. It's because I understand that.
I want to skip the steps, y'all.
She want to go straight to
I don't want to do the steps.
So when I started realizing and just getting her into that, she's starting to get it now, because it's been a battle. When I'm telling you, this woman is great. She went through. This is why I always say, this is my perception, that she went through, getting through the education and all that with such ease, with no challenge. Because on the basic level, what might be challenging to me is not a challenge to her, but she don't understand when you're out there with all of those people that also went through learning easy. They're working out there doing more. So she has to do work out there. It's not going to be easy out there. When you're in a pool full of sharks, everybody's a shark.
Especially when you're not a shark.
She thinks she's not a shark. She thinks she a minnow. And that's why, and nobody messing with her, because they can see that she a shark. She just can't see she a shark.
I be hating when people tell me, Crystal, people don't see you like that. You think people see you like that? I'll be like, yeah. She'll be like, no.
Crystal, no, she can be intimidated. She don't understand that. That's why I said she don't understand her power. She's like like I said, she.
Because then if I'm thinking I'm not intimidating, imagine the level I am if I feel like I have to be intimidating.
Man, she just long for that. I gave her was it Nice Girl Summers for like 10 years. So you have to do all that fighting and stuff and all that. So.
And then I don't have to fight most of the time because my husband gonna fight for me anyway. So I'd be like, oh, baby, we don't even need to fight. He'd be like, I don't want nobody messing trying to take advantage of my wife. I'd be like, we good, yeah, I got it.
I'm good. I promise you, I'm probably the nicest dude. I won't say nothing. Somebody talk crazy, I probably won't say nothing. But direct that to my wife and my children. I swear to God. But outside of that, that's all. That's what it is. It's like Crystal don't know if she go to work and tell me about some person that rubbed her wrong way. That is my enemy. I swear to you. And that's what anybody.
I have to be careful what I say to my husband. Literally, y'all.
I'm not gonna be cordial. I'm gonna be.
And then I be wondering. I be to forget. He'd be like, It don't matter if it's family, you know.
No, you know. I was like, you said this. I ain't about to this. But anybody know me know that I'm not about to be all fake in your face.
And I love that for me, that the first time in my life, I really feel like I have somebody to have my back genuinely, honestly, like no matter what, right and wrong. I be making mistakes because I'm not perfect and I be driving him crazy sometimes, but he loves me and he got my back.
And don't get it twisted and thinking I'm saying I'm unapproachable. What I'm saying is that I'm gonna just be quiet and I'm not going to engage conversation. I'm a lot better now. Like if somebody look at me or look at my way, hey, what's up, man? But I think the thing is people don't understand it. It's just I'm always thinking in the brain to the point where I don't even notice people have time.
Yeah.
So if I'm one of those black dudes that won't look at you to get a what's up because I probably didn't even notice you was there. So if you ever see me, I didn't give you a what's up, you gotta, hey brother, hey, oh, what's up, man? Yeah, I'll holler at you then. But if I'm thinking about something and I'm not even seeing you, I'm just trying to get to the point A to point B, the anxiety somehow sometimes it just closes out everything for me not to worry about anything. I don't know. It's weird to think about.
I didn't get that at first. And that was like the point of a lot of our arguments. Mm-hmm. But when I really understood that, it made it a lot different.
Though I've gotten much better.
You have.
And intentionally, I think.
You have. You will come. Yeah, you have, for sure. I have to give you your props. Like, we both had our things that we needed to work through. Mm-hmm. And we still working through things. But we understand and we working through them together. And that's what makes it so powerful and doable.
I hate to say the H word, so I'm not. But it most definitely is a process that requires some additional willpower to change.
You gotta want to.
Yeah.
Change don't come easy. You have habitual things that you do every day. I can tell you, like an example, I just came back from the Bahamas this past Tuesday night. I was over there for Toastmasters International Conference, which I got to meet Toastmasters from all over the world. It was quite an experience. But we talked about change, the same here. You know, oh my gosh, I don't even remember where I was going, but it was about change. Could you say your last part, baby? Because it was good.
My last part about what?
Oh, Lord. Well, anyways, I was over there and I learned, a lot.
I love us, man. I swear, man.
It's not rabbit holes right now. But I'm so upset because it was something really, really important I wanted to say, and I cannot remember. It was about change. It was piggybacking off of something he had just said.
I was talking about us, about I don't like to say the H word is hard, but changing intentionally requires some additional,
Yes, that's what I was saying. I went up against every type of resistance going over there to get there. I could have just dropped it, right? So my flight was delayed, and because United only has one flight from Houston, my connecting flight in Houston going to the Bahamas, it leaves early, and my flight was delayed by 4 hours getting to Tulsa, so I had to push it off a whole nother day in the predatory tourist spots over there. They say you can only cancel up to 7 days in advance, so they don't give room for anything that happens within the time frame that's out of your control. So I was frustrated about that, but at the same time, I was glad because I got a chance to breathe a little bit without realizing it, because I had started this new intense job, that I haven't been able to even breathe or focus on anything but that. And so I was like, oh my gosh. And everything was happening so fast and I was not breathing enough, and then all this stuff was happening. And so that one day gave me a moment to breathe without even realizing I knew it.
That was, I think, because
I needed it.
Our tensions was a little high because, it's just been a hell of a week. We had house guests.
A house guest, so we didn't have no time alone like usual.
It's just different.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
And so then, it was like the worst time because I was just literally starting this position. Then have somebody else in the house that's normally not there that you're caring for, at that moment. And it was like, oh my God, and then everybody's trying to get ready for school because, school started in August. We was getting my husband getting the curriculum ready. So it's a lot of moving pieces. Then I'm getting ready to go to the Bahamas for this event. And I get there, and like I said, I had to go a whole day late. But the day in between was the rest that I needed.
Yeah.
I was able to listen to some mindset and actually breathe and spend some time with my husband and my girls. You know, I was flustered about leaving because I felt like I hadn't had any time with them, because usually I'm with them and everything. It's just, I made it so big in my mind. But that one day that seemed like it was a throw off, maybe it was worth it when I go back and I think about it. But still, the way they went about it, I even had insurance on that flight. And it was just, you know, you just realize how predatory it is out here in this corporate world, you know.
And it is, I think it's when you go to the touristy areas and they be like, we're going to exploit the United States for the riches. Like
$30 for some guacamole and salsa that made me sick, y'all.
And I'm just like, it's really, like, I get it. America is one of the wealthiest countries on this planet, but god dang, they think everybody is rich, so that's how they treat everybody over there. Baby, and all that stuff.
They charge somebody with medical needs for water, a gallon of water for their sleep apnea machine. They charge $25. That's what they charge us for that. And normally it's free. It's a gift. Distilled water. You don't have to, you know, pay for that, because that's a medical necessity. No, they're gonna exploit everything.
And sometimes I think that because a lot of these island tourist resorts are owned by American hotel
American
chains,
companies up in that Rolex.
So I wonder if they paint. that this country's so dangerous, you better stay on resort, and then kill you to death for prices.
Yeah, make you scared to go into town.
The city gonna be like 200% less.
Y'all, when I went into town, the best food I had was from town.
Yeah.
The best experience I had, like with the people, was in town, because the tourist people, they not happy. I mean, the people that work at the tourist spots, they not happy. They getting pennies.
They getting pennies and
so
charging.
they mad. They looking at you because they thinking you rich.
Yeah.
You know, you think you better than them for whatever reason, and that's not the case. But I understand, because they're getting paid pennies. So, and sometimes they do run across very entitled Americans that treat them certain types of ways.
We are very entitled. But when you got to understand this is why I think this is where the world don't get us. Let's say, you know how our poor is not like a Somalia poor or these Indian poor, you know, India poor. It's different levels of poor. So, you know, and working with sometimes with our poor in this country, it is, to us, it may seem like, oh, you know, this is this, but there's a whole bunch of different levels. So if I'm used to this level of stuff and I go to the country and it's not that, it might seem like we're being this because you're charging more than we'll pay for this in this country. Because that stuff over there is way more than what we're paying over here in the United States, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even for the 5-star stuff, you're paying way more on a resort that got terrible service, terrible food, and they make you scared to go out in the town like you need to travel a goddamn Secret Service.
Yeah.
And then you go on YouTube, you see there's a million dudes going to these towns by the solo dolo with a camera and nothing happened to them ever. So I was like, man, it'd be a myth out here. All this stuff be a myth. I even see the white dudes going in the hood pranking.
But let me tell y'all, the people over there, the town people with money, they know set up in the touristy spots. Like,
oh my God.
When we went to the Goombay Festival, it was like so many shops with food and drinks and everything, and jewelry, all the vendors. They know, let's go right there. That's where the tourists gonna come.
They be kicking off the, what's that? It was make somebody move their shop that was closed by the resort.
Yep, they moved. They were able. His daddy was able to afford to still put it like right off of the resort. You can walk to it. It's not on the resort, so it's like 200 feet away, and everybody goes there. He has money in there, hats in there, shirts from all over the world with people signing. So I signed and, you know, put my name in Tulsa and whatever, and put on the wall as well. But they had to move their location off the resort so they can build
the land. Let them take their land.
Yep. And so they took the land from them, and they're close to it and still benefiting from it, and, you know, stuff like that. But still, they had to move off the beach, off the ocean.
It's crazy, but man, that's the thing where we don't understand. When we talk about money, that's what money provides you.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. I don't want to get into all the politics, but man, it's just this love for money is crazy, and the love for money happens from the greedy rich to the greedy poor.
People don't realize it. When you learn to value money as a tool and not as a god, when you stop letting it rule you and letting it rule your every thought, your every move, your everything, and start valuing relationships, valuing growth, valuing development more, the money will come, but you have to value the right things first.
I just watched this dude, I think Ariza's name. He retired and, worth $100 million, whatever. He like, man, how's being retired, worth $100 million? How's that treating you? He like, miserable. He like, from age 6 all the way up, we did one thing, play basketball, school basketball. Now all I got is money. I don't have basketball. I'm just like, man, if money is your motivation is trash. Now,
oh my gosh,
the money should be the added benefit from your goal. Like what Shaq say. Shaq is like, he want to make the money to give it away.
Yes, that's why I love this song that's like that. And I told you that I was like, I'm so glad that we were together before either one of us, became whatever, or got all the money or the wealth that's going to come along in our life. Because then we wouldn't have known the value of our relationship. So I believe we made our relationship strong enough beforehand that the money don't even matter. We learned how to enjoy each other before money. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
so that's the most powerful thing about us.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? I realized too, people was downplay. I get it. We always want things to be good times. Yes, I would love for every day of our life to be perfect and every day a little more better.
Not possible.
The fact of the matter is, you don't truly know the person you're with if y'all don't struggle or fuss a little bit about at a time.
You ain't never seen their true colors unless you've seen them when they was at their lowest.
If you ain't never seen nobody with their lowest, how do you even truly know them at their highest? It's like no, I wish everything could have been great and we only did great things and no traumas, but man, that's a fairy tale world, man. Yeah. We keep that for Disney.
When people admit that's what I was saying. Like when I spoke yesterday at the Women of Colored Expo at Osage, seminar, and I spoke about reimagining success, the 3 magic C's, which is courage, confidence, and community. When I talked about that, I talked about, man, you're not going to heal if you don't deal with the ugly stuff. I was like, nobody want to look at it. Nobody want to admit it. I said I used to be so ashamed of what I went through in my past. And then I realized that's a part of me. If any one thing happened differently, we watch different parallel universes and stuff. Yeah. Theories, anything, the butterfly effect, anything could have changed exactly how things were. It could have been a ripple effect that made it totally different. Yep. So I needed all that stuff, but at the same time, I gotta go and I gotta recognize that this is not now. This is in the past. Yeah. I'm safe now. Yeah. This is not happening to me now. It happened to me, but guess what? I have the power now. I'm not that same victim. I have the power. I can have the courage, the confidence to show up and be who I want to be. I'm not stuck anymore.
And like on that movie, dude said, either way, any choice you made is the right choice because it's the only one you could have made. Because it was just you made that choice. That's the one you have to live. You have to live with your choices. You have to recognize that, dang, that might have been the wrong choice. And next time if you know what the wrong choice is, you should never make that wrong choice again in that certain situation. Yeah. The problem is sometimes we get caught up into going through making the same decisions for the same problems. And that's how we lead into that, doing the same things. But I don't even know what to talk about. Mm-hmm. I'm over here. We got freaking Short Circuit in the background. I don't know why.
Short Circuit, what's that?
Short Circuit 2, the movie.
Oh, usually let's put a movie on.
Yeah,
why not?
And I didn't know I was going. I'm over here trying to speak, and then I look at a scene about the crack up.
Well, we were supposed to watch visuals, y'all. He didn't put on a movie. It's really background for me. That's how I tune it out.
I thought it was because she don't care about them. She don't know. She didn't watch movies. I don't know what universe Crystal's from, but they didn't watch movies on that universe.
No, some of them did. I just didn't. All I did was read, y'all. Give me a good book and give me a cool, comfortable place to cuddle up, or give me a good puzzle, and I was happy. I was in the country. I was down there with like less than 400 people, and I was separated from the kids. I was out in the country, with land and pigs and right surrounded by the cotton fields. And we didn't have a phone. I ain't have much to do. So,
man, and the thing is here, I would have thrived on that because I was here where the hustle and the bustle and people always got some people always talking about you because there's too many people distracted on nothing, and that's from kids all the way to still in adults.
I will tell you, I appreciate that with all my heart. Like, I do not regret being able to tune the world out. That's why I can look at the world probably with more rosy colored glasses than most people as far as people, because I lived in a little country town. So the beginning of my life, even though I dealt with trauma that was in the house because my mother was mentally ill, the outside people, everybody knew everybody. Yeah. This person gonna take care of that child. That person gonna take care of that child. Everybody knew who child it is.
Real community. You grew up like community.
Yes. Like my mom used to make me take my brother into town with me. I was 9 and he was 3, and I used to get so mad. And so I'll take him. The town is 3 blocks, y'all. So I'll take him into town, and then I'll come home and I'll forget him somewhere because we got comfortable. And then she'd be like, "Where my baby at?" I'd be like, "I don't know." She'd be like, "You better go get my baby." So, I got to walk back with my friends in the town and figure out which house we done left them at.
Another thing I remember, it seemed like this is just, I don't know if this is rose-colored glasses people have about the past because your vision on what happened.
Oh, Mike touch.
Mike touch.
That's for the mister. I've been doing good, y'all. That's because he called me out. He tapped that mic so hard.
Man, my bad. I don't even know what I was talking about.
We talking about the quietness and everybody, the family, small communities, and everybody knowing everybody. Me leaving my brother in town.
Yeah. Thank you, man. I love you. So people a lot of time, and this is fact. What you think happened in the past may be only a caricature of what really happened, or what you really
a snapshot,
what you really remember. The brain kind of runs with a little piece of this and we make it to what we want to make it. So I hear a lot of people saying, "Oh man, the 90s was way better. This. No, the 90s was effing trash." When you remember the gangs, when gangs was like, now it's a little cliques, but gangs was crazy in the 90s, especially when they hit Tulsa. Gangs hit Tulsa in the 90s, early 90s, like for real hard.
Imagine I moved to Chicago in 92, like in the heart of that era. And I was a little country girl, thought I was bad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm like, oh, thank God for protecting me.
Imagine it used to be, you didn't want to go down this area because such and such might fight you or beat you up. And they're going from, hey, man, them niggas over there,
what?
They'll shoot you if you go through there.
Yeah, that's some crazy stuff.
That's crazy. That's a crazy difference. So
that's what old people always say, man, we used to fight with the dukes. They be like, but y'all pull out the guns. Y'all don't have no honor. I'm like, dang, they do got a certain amount of,
Now there's really no honor. But to say that the 90s was just so good, but I feel like it was the same. People experienced the same things. I felt like, like the gang stuff just shifted. This is like another thing that hurt Black America. And I don't know, man. I know, yes, the movies, the music, the arts, to me, were better in the 90s, but to me, that's it. I think, man, a lot of us grew up in the 90s and, family household was trash, especially people that went to schools I went to, households probably trash, your friends dying and getting killed, people and stuff like that.
Baby, I was in the 7th grade when one of the girls I knew, when I moved to Chicago, I moved in 6th grade. In the 7th grade, one of the students at our school got killed. It was really sad. And it was because the guy she was with, I guess, was associated with gangs. And they were walking together to school. They went to the same school. They were walking together to school. A car drove by and started shooting. He lived. He didn't get shot. She got killed. And it was so sad. 7th grade.
And it's the same thing, man. These kids are killing each other over some embarrassment. Back in the day, you talk stuff to somebody in public around a lot of people, that was the same thing as online. Now it's just more people see you get embarrassed. And when you don't have the confidence in you or who you are, you feel some way about it and you feel like I need to kill this person. And
that's so sad.
It's super lame, but man, I can understand if I got a whole theory behind this. I might save this for when I do my own personal blog site. I'll deep dive on stuff, but my theories, I'm not going to put it on here. But man, it's just crazy. Yeah. It's kind of like, that's why when I started realizing this mindset and the environmental stuff that people make like blood and DNA, that's part of it. But man, environment is just as big to play than anything, man.
Man, that's so true, baby. That's what I say. I believe in epigenetics. Epigenetics is where you believe that your environment, like things can change. It's not connected to just your environment where you grew up in or with your genetics. It's like both, but you can change by changing your mindset, by learning, by growing skills, by doing new things, by meditating, just different things to grow your mind, that you can actually grow beyond this thing that is assigned to you called just your genetics,
And a lot of thing is too, if you make it anywhere, I feel like you can make it anywhere. If you if you in Tulsa and you know how to run your business, you can run your business anywhere. Because these invisible lines don't matter. It's just people.
This is what somebody at ORU told me, one of the professors from somewhere else. They said if you can make it in Tulsa, they said Tulsa is a good starting place. Yeah. They said because you could come here when you're just starting out, and people if you can learn how to make it in Tulsa, you can make it anywhere.
Because people here not hip to nothing, and in New York, where they hip to everything. Like, what do you say? How many vegan restaurants were just down from your hotel?
Oh my God, Whole Foods was down from my hotel. Yeah. Whole Foods, a grocery store. Ulta, everything was right on the same block. That would make
you want to live right there in Brooklyn.
Yeah, because you don't have to go anywhere. Yeah. It might cost a little bit, but you ain't got to move. You ain't got to go anywhere to get it. Your convenience is right there.
And that's the thing is,
what you can't get to, the Uber bike riders are driving, or motorcycle drivers are bringing it to you.
And that's when people be on TV complaining about rent, I'm like, look where you at. You in New York. Everything is right there within walking distance.
You pay for that convenience.
You don't need to have a car. You saving money from not having to buy a car. But if you can't handle that rent, come to Tulsa. Our rent is 25% of y'all's rent, but you're going to need a vehicle. You're going to have to,
you're going to pay it in a different way.
You're going to pay it in a different way. So I just like, people don't understand. I realize people don't understand. They don't try to understand. But if you start asking, that's how I started. I just started asking, like, why would rent cost so much here in New York? Is it just because it's New York? No, it's not just because it's New York. But yes, it is because, it's one of the biggest places in the world. But you cannot, there's nothing in New York you can't find.
Everything is there because all the big concerts come right to the heart of the city. You're a train ride away. Yeah. All the events, New Year's Eve, the ball.
And then New York been having dudes on bikes delivering same day stuff for years. Yep. Like 30 years they've been doing that same day delivery. Dudes on bikes and doing that. We just now getting that. We think DoorDash is new. New York been doing that. So yeah, you pay the cost to be a first world city. Like Tulsa, we last education. I don't know what.
We don't number 49. Some type of way they say we 49 and not 50 anymore.
We might as well be Somalia or something like that when we come into as far as that type of thinking. And the same thing is with business. Like right now, if I had $50 billion and I took $50 billion into Somalia, I can build Somalia up in a way. It's not the same type of thing where people's coming down to Tulsa and they're bringing money into Tulsa and realizing like all these people just like everybody else, they want some of this stuff too. So
yeah, but yeah, it's been good. We it's been a minute. I don't even know how after this long couple of weeks that we even were able to make sure we got in the time to check in with our people.
Man, we actually, I'm gonna post this today or tomorrow.
Hey, whatever you feel like it, baby.
And because we've been having we doing this actually in the bedroom. We just
we chilling. This is the only day we didn't got to chill and sit in our bed and lay back for real.
And we was like, yeah, we need to be in the room, but then we're like, no, we gotta get ready for the week. We gotta put our schedule together for the week. Get ready for this work week. I gotta educate the girls. We are learning Japanese. We're introducing language. So I'm happy.
And my husband is at home doing all of the schooling, 100% of the curriculum.
100.
You go, baby.
Man, last year, the past year, we worked with a
charter school.
A charter school, and they had their system, and then I was able to build my confidence based on stuff I didn't like that they had and stuff I did like. So I pulled from them. So I'm thankful for that charter experience. If you homeschool people, go through charter first. Go through a charter school, your local, wherever. Try that first, and then pay attention with your child, what they're doing, how their system plays, and they'll build your system off of it. That's my words of advice.
Well, it's been good, y'all.
It's been real.
Don't forget to go to crystalshares.com. Check out all things Crystal Shares, Crystal Berry Farms, the blogs. My husband's been getting it in. I gotta do some, y'all. I've been a little behind, but I have so much going on. To my defense, I just got back into the country this past Tuesday. So anyways,
I told her she gotta get on there and pen. I'm taking too long to write a blog because I'm over here. I gotta overthink my post.
It's hard for me not to write anything less than 11 pages. No, I'm just kidding.
She a natural writer. Yeah, I gotta try to be also, PC.
I gotta try to schedule the time to tune in and write because I got too much on my brain anyway. So that'll be the perfect outlet. So, but check us out, y'all, and don't forget the podcast. Even previous episodes, I'm sure you'll get some nuggets somewhere in there. And we love positive feedback. So if you have some positive feedback to give us, please do.
Oh, and if you buy a Crystal Shares shirt or any merch, please hashtag Crystal Shares. We would love to post you.
Yes. So thank you. And we look forward to tuning with you next time.
Peace.
Don't mind if I tell it like it is. We the greatest unknown, sitting home at the crib. We might be cocky, but we tell it like it is. So until we make it big, we gon' keep on dreaming big. Don't mind if I tell it like it is. We the greatest unknown, sitting home at the crib. We might be cocky, but we tell it like it is. So until we make it big, we gon' keep dreaming big.
Mickey D's, I'm loving it. This is a covenant. This is a coveting not provided by government. We on some other shit. Your shit is